So my name is Mark Nichols. I am a alumni of Morehouse College. I pursued a degree in economics, which landed me a job in strategy consulting after graduation. I got delayed for a year, which caused me to kind of get like that little bit of a post-grad depression funk, which actually spurred my content creation career where I just got on the internet. I kind of got sick of talking to my friends about the same issues, and I was like, somebody has to relate to me. And then I got on the internet, talked about things that were like seen as taboo or like, I guess, more personal. And it turns out there were thousands of people that related, and the rest was history. I feel like mental health is like such a holistic topic when you think about it, because of course, like a lot of people immediately think like just your mental well-being, but there's so many different things that go into that, like whether it's burnout, whether it's setting boundaries, relationship management, communication, friendship breakups, like the list goes on, right? Everything that happens in your life is almost like a conglomerate into your mental health. And I feel like my content kind of symbolizes that. It talks about the intricacies of like maneuvering through adulthood for the first time, getting through this thing that we call life with friendship breakups and relationship breakups, and people just malnourishing you and not really cherishing you in the way that they should. So I feel like my content, in a way, leans into the mental health aspect, but then talks about the empowerment piece of how you can take back your ownership of your reality and also like understand your self-worth. I think when it comes to my content, I have two goals in mind. I either want people that like have been like, I guess, partaking in like things that might have not been the most considerate to others around them to acknowledge their faults in the past and grow from those. But I also want people to take away from my content if they have went through these things in the past and they felt like nobody understood them, or they felt silenced, or they felt like they were going crazy because they just nobody understood them. I want them to be able to walk away from like watching one of my videos, looking back on it and be like, wow, like maybe I wasn't crazy. Maybe I wasn't alone. Just because I didn't have this immediate supporting cast, maybe this wasn't something that was like abnormal. And I think, of course, when we're talking about suicide prevention and different things of that sort, I feel like it's so important for you to have a community around you that's uplifting you. But some of us don't have that privilege. And I think that's the beautiful aspect of being able to create an online platform is like you are able to connect with people that back in the day you might have never been able to cross paths with to have a conversation with. Is to honestly encourage people to take that next step in their journeys, whether it's like being more emotionally mature, whether it's being a better friend to their companions, whether it's being community builders, whether it's inspiring other people to make deep topics on mental health and self-development and personal growth, bigger niche on the internet. Like I feel like all of these things are they're important because I think again, the internet is like our generation is extremely impressionable. And when people get on the internet, what you consume and what you spend your time watching does play a part in how you show up academically. It plays a part in how you show up in your career. And even beyond that, it just plays a part in how you show up in real life. And I think like we've seen like so many different people like that have like controlled the masses with like preaching rhetorics that might be hateful or harmful to groups. So honestly, the reason why I made my platform about what I did is because I felt like not only was this a topic that I was passionate about, my father, I mean, yeah, my father, he's disabled. And how he got disabled is he had strokes. And when he had his strokes, what it was caused by was smoking cigarettes. And of course, like from the surface level, people will say, okay, like how is that correlated to mental health? But the reason he was smoking a pack and a half a day of cigarettes is because he was clinically depressed. And of course, he was like refusing to be medicated. He did not want to like admit that he had like something going on because like of course like with depression you have a chemical imbalance in your brain which like just causes you to constantly be this way. He was self-medicating. And of course, like at a certain point in time, like your vex is gonna get the best of you, which it happened to my dad. And I feel like that's why, like, not only like on like a healthier standpoint, I always make sure that I'm taking care of my health. I'm working out constantly. I've never smoked a cigarette a day in my life. But I also feel like as I am starting to like progress through life, something that is like a normalcy for a lot of African American individuals is we break generational curses and we are the ones to start new things. And I think me creating my platform around these topics, I just really wanted to like lead by example and, set the tone in the right way, of course.